Hi, what's going on, boys? We are here with another video, and this one is about how to keep clients. I don't remember who said it, man, but it's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. And I think in the client game and in business in general, one thing is getting clients, and the other
But
thing is
keeping them is a
keeping
whole
them.
nother ballpark. It's
And
a
the
whole nother
money's
game.
and the money's made in keeping them.
Oh yeah,
And by the way, I got a special guest here. We got Habibi in the house.
there you go. That's the name.
Hassan.
H-O-N-H.
Yeah,
In the house.
he's another great marketer. He's worked with dude. This
I'm
video
not
will
that
be
cool.
like this
I just swipe credit cards. We'll keep it at that.
Yeah, I just found him on the streets. He barely speak English, but anyways, I just want to, if you can give us a quick rundown of the work you've done. So because in this industry, bro, you have to status frame people,
Yeah.
so they pay attention, so they know that we have been there and done that, and actually
Yeah.
like done the work. So, how about you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, dude. So I got my foot in the door, as they say, in late 2017. Late 2017, 2016. My foundational mentor was Dan Locke. He was the one that got me into marketing, psychology, copywriting, sales, the whole nine yards, right?
Yeah.
And then after that first phase of being in his mastermind or his inner circle, I started working with the guy in like August, September of 2017. That's when his brand really just started blowing up. And then in late 2019, I decided to leave the company
Yeah.
and just pursue my own stuff. After we built a good solid foundation with it. We took the thing from 0 to 20 million top line revenue in under 2.5 years. So we decided to start my own thing. And then ever since that time, I kind of like started dabbling with multiple clients until it wasn't until 2024 that I finally hit, ground.
Yeah.
I finally like found the good mode I want to be in with the clientele I'm working with, the style I'm working with them, what I'm
Yeah.
helping them deliver, and all of that. 2024 was one of my best years, financially, emotionally, spiritually, the whole nine yards, pretty much. So that's a little bit about who I've worked with, and I just help them monetize their email list. So
Beautiful.
it's the fun stuff.
Beautiful. By the way, let me show you the view. So we got like a little fire going here. It's a nice restaurant. Somebody's gonna get married over there. That's gonna be the biggest sale of their lives. Before
That's
they.
the biggest sale. That is the biggest sale.
Anyways, check out the view. We still in El Salvador. We got a volcano over here, and then I think that's another volcano, dude. I'm not sure.
What if it erupts? I mean, it could literally erupt as
Man,
we're filming this.
so many things can happen, but yeah. So, man, like this flame is a perfect example of what the client acquisition. I mean, the copywriting, how the copywriting game is. It is one because it's not about the spark. It's not about creating a spark. It's the slow burn,
Oh yeah.
keeping the flame going, huh?
Yeah, because the flame can like go away any second. The same as if you get a client, they can jump away right away. They can fire your ass
Yeah.
right away without even you realizing it. But you have to have there's some variables you have to control, such as their results. If they're doing well, is your work getting them results? Because if they're just not getting them results, they can easily fire you because
Yeah.
they would be burning their money pretty much, just like this flame right here. So, yeah. So if you were to just really, honestly, rapid fire, just really how to keep clients.
Yeah.
Number one, obviously ensure you're getting them results, pretty much. Right?
So that's going to be your copywriting and your sales game, and knowing how to write and knowing how to like direct the sale.
Yeah. So that's the number one thing. So um, you gotta obviously get them results. If you're not getting them results, well then that's your surefire way of them firing you. That's number one, right? Number two, you also gotta understand what the client values, right? Because you could be getting them results, but if it's not the result that they want, well, that's another thing. You could be like, well, fuck, I actually did good work, but you're not getting them the result that they want specific. So you got to really be clear. The result that you're getting them is something they want.
Yeah.
Actually, that they value.
Yeah, because there's one thing, I guess, like somebody can teach you that you deliver emails,
Yeah.
but in reality, they might be looking for something completely different. And
100%. So you got to know what the client wants, what the client values.
dude, there's this question. Sorry to cut you off. There's this question I learned at the beginning. I don't even remember exactly how it goes. It was like, all right, so looking 6 months in the future or 3 months in the future, what would success look like in this partnership?
Oh yeah.
and they will tell you
It's
exactly.
visualization, it's hypnosis, NLP. So that's what's so powerful, because then you can kind of create that future self now. That you can create that future right now.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So let them tell you what success will look like in the partnership, and they can be like, all right, I just need X amount of sales, and also like maybe you tap. Can you like elaborate a little bit on expectations? Because you wanna be able to manage expectations really well. Because
Yeah.
if they hire you and they say, dude, the success in 6 months is like you made me an extra $1 million, and they only have like 1,000 emails in their list, they're not
Yeah.
running ads.
Well, yeah. Then you can't. You have to set that expectation that, look, there's no way you're gonna make $1 million. I mean, it's not impossible. I just want to make that clear. It's not impossible, but it's you have a much harder mountain. Just as we're on this mountain, it's a
Yeah.
much steeper mountain to climb. Um, once you, what's the word? It's a much harder mountain to climb if you're trying to make them $1 million in top line revenue with just 1,000 person list. So you got to set the expectations, and you also got to be comfortable saying no when you should. Like if they tell you that, say no. Don't be a pushover. Don't be a nice guy and just say, oh yeah, I can do it. No, if like you can't do it, just be honest with them. They like honesty. Like, tran like aim for clarity, aim for transparency. Because
Yeah.
transparency, honesty is what trumps anything else.
Yeah, and also like big thing of this, all this is like the communications have to be super clear.
Oh yeah.
So one thing I would say, like especially when you start, is like you have to be clear about the assets that you have to start. Like are they running? How much traffic are they pushing to their offer?
Yeah.
Do they have a winning offer first of all? And these things come with time, but you kind of want to know how their sales team is performing.
Oh yeah.
Do they have
So
a
this
setting
is
team?
this is another thing. So, and this is a problem I'm running into, right? I could be getting them a lot of leads, like booked calls.
Yeah,
But if their sales team sucks, that's still a problem you have to deal with. It's not your problem, but it's a problem you have to deal with. You notice what I just said? So that's a problem you have to kind of deal with, and you got to talk to the sales team and see what they're doing wrong. Are they following up? Is there a good pre-call confirmation sequence? Is there like a good indoctrination sequence? Is there a good follow-up sequence, right? So it's also your job, and it goes back to what we said very previously. It's how to over-deliver for clients. So that's another one. You can just tell the client, like, hey client, I'm getting book calls. What I'm noticing is your sales team are not following up the leads. They're not nurturing the leads. Let me take it upon myself. Do it. Don't charge them extra. Don't be a dick and charge them extra. Show that you care.
and that's the thing we were talking about the other day. That being a copywriter who writes words on a Google Doc is not enough. Because if you want to be in the game, and by the way, guys, I've been in the copywriting space for almost 4 years. The longest standing client I have has been with me ever since I freaking wrote my first work, which is Jimmy.
Jimmy, yeah.
And
Jimmy
then,
Rokowski.
how long has been the longest client you've been able to?
4 years.
4 years.
4 years.
There you go. So that is how, literally, if they are paying like 3 to 5K a month, just do the math how much money that relationship is worth to us.
Yeah.
And that is it. So you get one client and then you keep that client.
And those once a lot of times that one client will refer you to other clients essentially. So that's even a good thing.
Yeah. All right. So now we cover expectations, communications, and the next thing would be, results. The next thing would be, I think one thing I've seen you do, bro, really well, and I admire it. And I think I know it's something I want to get better at this year. It's, you're always problem finding.
Yeah.
Always looking for problems to solve.
Okay, so there's 3 levels of this pretty much. I always say there's 3 types of people. Or 3 or 2 types of people. There's number 1, there's the person who simply solves problems, which is good. You want to do that and that. There's a person who solves a problem before it even becomes a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And number 3, which is my personal favorite, which is something very few do, they solve problems that they weren't even assigned to in the first place. So they take it upon themselves. They take their responsibility to solve that, even though it's not in their fucking responsibility. As long as you're not stepping on anyone's toes, as long as you're not causing disharmony, because you also want to make sure you're being harmonious, you're creating synergy, right? But if you do that, number 3, I think it's the most powerful one.
Beauty, bro. I think we're gonna leave it here. We're gonna leave you with those actionable steps. These are more, not something you do once. These are kind of like things you want to ingrain in your mind and in your identity.
Yeah.
Behaviors you live by as a copywriter, or just as anything you do. Because, dude, the amount of people who will be like, yo, I had a 50K month, but they cannot repeat it again because they're lacking this
Yeah.
thing, it's absurd. And again, there's this stat, bro, that you're gonna be fascinated by because
Yep.
I know you love Starbucks. You know what is the LTV of a Starbucks customer?
It's a life. Yeah. Um,
It's 14,000 freaking dollars, and each latte is like $5 to $7. So that is like each customer is buying like 3,000 to 2,000 or 3,000.
it's very true.
Yeah, call me out on the math here, but like,
It's very true.
and they are not playing the one transaction game. They're playing the get them to consume over and over and over and over again. That is how the copywriting game is won.
You got to think 5 moves ahead. You got to think 5 moves ahead. You think in the vision. That's how you're gonna keep moving.
Awesome, bro. Appreciate you, Habibi. And by the way, if they want to find you, are you gonna go incognito or hiding
No,
mode?
no.
Are you like
Just simply follow me on IG. That's probably the fastest way. I rarely give out my phone number or email to people. So
give out his phone number right now? Do you guys want his address?
You have it. Yeah, address. Give it all.
I'll give you guys his address so you can like.
at Hassan Mohadli on the gram on Instagram. Follow me and I'll follow you right
I'll
back.
put the let him if you happen to see this and you want to connect with Hassan, let him know you came from the video. I want to put his IG in the description.
I appreciate it.
All right, Habibi.
Thank you for watching this.
Appreciate you, bro, for dropping so much gold.
Yeah, drop the bomb. It's
Boom.
a cold night.